Hello lovelies, it's the Hungry Veg, and I wanted to make a video, slightly as an update kind of thing, but also to talk about a specific topic. So I'm back at school from Thanksgiving break, and today I did a water fast because of a few reasons. Over break, I was not able to maintain my raw till 4 diet. Um, as well as the 80-10-10 guidelines that I follow. It was just, unfortunately, um, couldn't get fruit. My parents are not fans of fruit, so I couldn't get that. I tried to keep it raw in the mornings, but unfortunately, vegetables are so low in calories that I was just massively like undercarbed, and um, I didn't feel good um, knowing that I was getting that few carbs. You know, I'd only gotten like 90 calories, and it was just not enough to sustain me, so I ended up eating the cooked carbs, the potatoes and stuff. Um, so, yeah, and then also my friend from school came home with me, and she was not liking it. So I was like, okay, well then I will make us a meal. And I told her I'm not gonna use any oil. Oh, oil's good for you. So um yeah, so that's okay though. I come back, get right on it, and I know I wasn't feeling good because of that, and I definitely I had my skin broke out because of that, and so I just knew it was best to have a cleanse. Also because I didn't sleep last night, and your digestion, or at least my digestion, most people's digestion, goes to crap when you don't sleep. So I didn't want to give it, all this food to just then churn around in my stomach and not feel well. So I figure just do the water. Feels good, and I feel great. Even though I only got like 2 hours of sleep, I feel amazing with the water. And what I do for water is I got this pitcher. It's a Brita filter, um, and I use it to filter water. And this is the water bottle that I refill this 3-4 times a day. This is a 1 liter bottle, and I drink anywhere from 3 to 4 liters a day. Um, so it's really good. I love my water. Um, so yeah, today's been a good day, and I also have been sleeping in a new way. Um, I've been sleeping on the floor, and so I'll show you. Let's see if you can see this. Um, but yep, this is where I sleep on the floor now. Um, and it's been really, really lovely. I didn't think that I'd be able to do it. Um, Growing up, I had chronic back problems, and the thought of sleeping on the floor just sounds incredibly painful, but it wasn't, and I woke up feeling very refreshed. So I'm going to keep doing this, and I will update you guys on how it goes over the course of the month. So that um, also decided I'm going to break my fast since it's been 24 hours with some grapes, 2 pounds of grapes, and they're pretty big. Um, they're good. Um, so I'm excited for this. So now that we kind of got the update out of the way, what I wanted to make this video on about, is Menstruation, um, on the Raw Till 4 diet. So, if you're not interested in that, you can now tune away. Um, I'm a very open person. I'm an informative person. I think you can be a mature adult and scientific and talk about things. So, I'm just going to talk about things completely honestly. Um, so yeah. So, growing up, I had really, really heavy periods. They usually lasted 10 or more days, which is abnormally long. Um, the flow was incredibly heavy. I had intense cramps, um, breast tenderness, backaches. Some days I couldn't go to class. It was so bad. Um, and my periods also came like every 14 days instead of like the average 21. So it was really bad. And when I turned 16, my doctor decided that because my periods were so bad, maybe I should start taking hormonal birth control, because hormonal birth control doesn't just like prevent pregnancy, it also can regulate menstruation, among other things. And so I did take the pill for about 4 years, from 16 to 19 or 20. I think 20. I can't, I'm not exactly sure, but roughly about that. And it did lighten my periods somewhat um, over the years. It, it made them not as bad, but I was always a heavy bleeder. And I didn't spot, like I know a lot of women before and after getting their period, they'll spot. I never did that. It just instantly went to flowing, and was just, not fun. Um, but at age 20, um, after I got out of a long relationship, um, and I was no longer sexually active, I decided I didn't want to take this anymore. Not just because I didn't need it for like sex, purposes, but also because it had really wreaked havoc on my body. I mean, I could tell the hormonal, effect that it had on me, the weight gain effect that it had on me. My body, shouldn't have been on those chemicals. Um, so I decided to stop. And my doctor was like, well, you stop, your periods are gonna be crazy, and blah blah blah. But I was like, this is right for me. I have to do it. So I stopped taking the pill, and my periods were pretty much the same as on it. So nothing that drastic. I mean, again, they weren't pleasant, but they weren't as bad as they were, 4 years before. Which is also typical, that as we get older, our periods sometimes even out a bit. Um, so, and the reason I'm telling you all this is because it leads up to now. Um, so yeah, to be honest, I never really thought about, noticed, kept track of, observed, or whatever, a difference between my periods when I was eating meat and when I went vegetarian. I think about it at all. So I don't know if anything changed. I don't think anything changed, but I know for certain that when I went vegan, um, they did improve somewhat. Um, my emotions were a lot more solid, and they weren't as bad. Um, but I didn't notice a huge shift until I started eating more plant-based vegan. Um, and I think that helped a little more with it. But again, still, you know, every 21 days, 5-day long, pretty heavy periods. Then I decided to get, um, because as I became interested in veganism, I became um, more interested in the environment. I'd always been interested in the environment, and yet never really thought about how I'm impacting it. Lovely, stupid, but that's what people do. And so, um, the more I read about like tampons and not only are they bad for your body, but they're bad for the environment, I decided, I should do something else. And so I got the Moon Cup, which let me see if I have the package here. So, Moon Cup is a menstrual cup that is reusable, and it's made of medical grade silicone, and it comes in 2 sizes for people who have had vaginal birth and who haven't. And it's really nice. I mean, I love it. Basically, it's a little cup that you just fold and you insert it and it catches the menstrual fluid and you empty it out, you wash it, and you just keep reusing it, and I think it lasts up to 5 years. And it's just so much better than tampons. You don't have to change it as often, and it's safer, it's better for the environment, it's just really great. And menstrual blood is pretty odorous, but I noticed incredible reduction in odor when I was using the menstrual cup versus tampons. So I highly recommend menstrual cups to you ladies out there. But why I want to do my talk today is specifically because I have noticed something very incredible. I heard that on the raw food diet, many women lose their periods or have very, very lightened periods. And I always thought that that's because they're eating a very, very low fat diet, and they're typically very lean people. So I thought, oh, maybe they just can't have periods because if you ever see like gymnasts, they're very, very lean and they don't usually have periods. And I thought that's because their bodies can't really sustain a pregnancy or have kids because they're not. I don't know. You hear like, oh, you have to have some meat on you and like the hips and blah 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 and like all that stuff. So that's what I thought. Um, but I did some reading, and it said that the reason why you don't have a period on a raw food diet is because you have way less toxins in your body. Um, so they don't need to get flushed out every month. Because if you read about other animals, most animals have what's called covert menstruation, which means that and they menstruate, nothing, no blood comes out, nothing. It's all like reabsorbed into the uterine lining. And then some animals have overt menstruation where they do bleed, but it's a very small amount. Definitely a lot smaller than what any people have. But I didn't think that I would ever experience that. Because I'm not on a raw food diet or 100% raw. I'm on the 80-10-10 raw till 4, which means that 80 or more percent of my calories come from carbs, 10 or less from fat, and 10 or less from protein. And I eat a raw breakfast and lunch and a cooked dinner. And so I didn't think that it would really do anything to my period. But I was wrong. And I couldn't be happier because I got my period this week. And I didn't really get it. I mean, like, I have it, but I'm not bleeding. Everything's pretty internal, very light. Again, for you ladies, it's that kind of brown mucosal discharge that you get versus like thick, globs of like blood and stuff. So yeah, absolutely no cramps, no breast tenderness, no aches, no hormonal shifts, nothing. Absolutely perfect. Feel great. So I think this is absolutely stupendous. And I'm going to link you guys in the comments articles on menstruation, on a raw food diet. So I'm excited, to see how this goes. I think this is gonna be a regular thing now. So that's pretty awesome. And yeah. Post any questions you have. Let me know if you're a lady and you're doing the raw diet, 80-10-10, whatever. Let me know if you have had any similar experiences. And that's basically it. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.